First, we were given an egg to represent a Mars rover. Our challenge was to make an enclosure for the rover to safely land on the surface of Mars, or in this case the floor of the physics lab. One rover survived and the rest died a painful death.
We used a Tesla coil to produce plasma, the fourth state of matter. If you don't know what that is, that's okay, because I didn't either.
After that, Jono gave a lecture about the sun. We put it to use by looking at the sun through telescopes and drawing what we saw.
We love playing with radioactive and weird things, so we poured liquid nitrogen under a cloud chamber to see beta particles emitting from the uranium-covered pottery.
Physicists also love playing with magnets. We arranged them under some paper and dumped iron fillings on them, resulting in the magnetic field lines becoming visible.
In the wise words of Professor Craig Roger,
Physics is awesome.
The electron tell a joke to spark some laughter.
On Tuesday, we learnt about charges. When you rub plastic rods on possum fur, it's a tiny electron swap. The plastic gets all charged up with the electrons, turning it negative, while the possum fur gives up electrons and goes positive.
Next, we used a Van de Graaff generator for some hair-raising fun.
Afterwards, we experimented with waveguides which mimic applications like fiber optics.
VLF waves are like radio waves, which scientists like Craig also use to study Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field.
We also learnt about GPS blocking, which can receive or send fake signals. It can affect things like maps and navigation services.
Lastly, Professor Craig explained about the crucial role that antennas play in his studies in space physics.
On Wednesday, our focus was the climate and the weather.
We began by simulating rain using shaving foam and food colouring as our clouds. We then looked at humidity around the globe and measured our own in the lab using a whirling hygrometer.
Then we had Associate Professor Annika teach us about how space and the solar wind affect our weather and climate. We learnt about polar vortexes, massive wind tunnels that trap space particles from solar wind above the poles, which can slowly eat away at the ozone layer, but they're natural, so it's nothing to worry about.
Fun fact, the reason we burn so easily in New Zealand is far more due to our incredibly clean air that allows radiation through, and not the hole in the ozone layer.
They went on a field trip to Signal Hill to receive some signals. We set up the real-deal receivers from Tuesday's practice and received some real-time VLFs from lightning worldwide. The spectrogram has small red vertical lines indicating lightning from the rest of the world, while the yellowish lines were real-time recordings from Australia or the Philippines Thursday morning.
After the field trip, we went back to the physics department and got to visit 4 labs in the building. We learned about lasers, had a close look at crystal lenses, and caught a single atom in an experiment.